Alright guys, I'm starting this video underneath the car. As you can see, I am laying down. There's a couple of things I wanted to show you guys because, I talk about some of the sins that this car has. And, beautiful fucking welds, yeah. It probably would have looked better if I actually took the time to clean the exhaust. I've done a lot better in the past. There's finer examples of my welding, but, sometimes I just take it for granted. But anyway, as you can see on this side, we got our fuel lines. It's not bad. Our bushings are in place. I think they've actually moved. And this is where I'm talking about, we have fixed it, but things have shifted. Like, that bushing is like, can I show this? Can I not? It's hard to... That bushing has shifted a lot. And, again, this is why I kind of don't want to fucking box this frame. There's a lot of little things that, were, I wouldn't say hastily done, but it was lack of experience and lack of knowledge and just kind of throwing caution to the wind. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's beauty to that. And there's honesty to it. You get to enjoy your car. Like, none of this really makes the car any unsafer. We made a video on these reinforcement bars I put. This is angle iron from brace to brace, and this is actually where my racing buckets are mounted to on both sides. Why? So if I'm ever upside down, these braces are actually what's holding that seat and not the floor. Okay? You see that? That's gonna not rip the fucking seat out. So my goal is to box it from here to here. We have to move our brake line, and then from there to the front, which isn't that big of a deal. But now also with boxing the frame, we have to modify our cross member. Yes, we do. And there's angles that we have to measure to maintain things to keep them happy. So one of the things that I have to do is measure at what angle this all sits so that I can reference that. And then once I plate the end of that, we can just put bolts on it and, inserts on the box end and call it good. Now, one of the things I want to do is, and I did this on the Pontiac, is I made receivers to hold the bushing solid on the bottom half of the frame. And on the top, it would still have this polyurethane bushing. It's kind of like a solid, semi-solid bushing. So, check my finger out, man. That's what happens when you drive an 1/8-inch drill bit right through your goddamn finger. Yeah, I took the bandage off to dry it out for the day. But, yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Not a lot, but, I just realized that I don't know if in this area there's supposed to be a bolt there, and I never did it. Or, I fucked up, but man, it does look like there's supposed to be a bolt in there. Again, there's a lot of this stupid stuff on this car that that sheet metal screw is what held my rear half of the drive shaft safety loop in place when I welded it. And then obviously we got our front one here. I got two. Because again, I've learned to be safe. But again, there's a lot of stupid things, dude, that on this car, when I say there's hidden sins, I patched the floor in here, but then I kind of ran out of talent here. And I did this back when I was 17. I was learning, but I'm being honest with you guys. This doesn't matter. It's actually welded to the floor. I just didn't take any of this off. I didn't even bother hammering it down or trying to cover it. I'm oh, fuck it. And that's where, if you guys watch, Roadkill, they always say, don't get it right, just get it running. And then there's beauty to that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to bash that because that concept is what got this car on the road back in 2009. I started on it in 2007. So there was a lot of learning. This has been my learning bed. I wish I could go back and redo everything, but I don't have the time. There's other endeavors that I've invested time in. Man, it's getting a little cold in here, but It's above freezing. Little pet trick, guys. I always do this. This jug of water, that's here for a reason. It's still above freezing in here because of this. So if you ever have a car where you kind of worry, what you do is you take a bottle of water, half filled, and you throw it on the intake manifold. Your engine block retains heat. It will take a while before the water in the block will freeze, but it will take a lot less time for the water bottle to freeze if your garage isn't heated, just if that's a thing. But anyway, I came out here to kind of do some cleaning up. I got the cabinets out of here. The 330 has to come apart. I need the crank. My buddy needs the intake. I want to keep the heads, and the rest is just going to get scrapped, sadly. I can't keep hanging on to shit. I have to let it go. But I need the crank. This engine has to come together, or come apart. Hold on. I'm going to have a sip of beer. Straighten myself out. All right. So this engine has to come apart so I can get it checked and cleaned and ready to go. And then that engine is going to be a down the road project because my machinist wants me to take an engine kind of more by myself. He's been working with me, but he kind of wants me to work a little bit more by myself. That engine's going to be the one, but I kind of want to use those number 2 heads on this 7350 to build a little compression, put a little cam in it, a little 4-barrel intake, and maybe sell it. And another question for YouTube landers out there, especially you Oldsmobile guys, see if you guys are actually watching. Be serious here. I need guys with experience. So you guys see that? This is a professional products tamper number 90022. I don't know if there's something missing that locks it down. It looks like there's bolts here that are broken and here. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I obviously this can come apart. It looks like you can add stuff to it. There's my gnarly finger again. But I gotta get this shit apart. Again, it's the beginning of the year. We got to get on it. Otherwise, we're going to lose ground, and we're going to be in the same situation as my buddy was last year, where we were scrambling to get his car done and out to the track, which we ended up managing. But this project is one that, again, I'm weighing heavy on because, again, part of the problem is knowing kind of what lies underneath. It's not going to make the car any less safer, but it's like, if I could, I would. I would love to go back and do it. Just there isn't enough time. And I just have to bite the bullet and put the 8-point in it and roll with it. And it's going to make the car a lot better, but I just wish that I had the time to take the body off the frame. But I've been there and I've done it, and work is busy, and I don't have the time that I used to. And, maybe down the road I will, but I wanted to find a good frame and body to do that too, but there's just no space. There's no time. I'm trying to find a place to store this at, so I can have more room and move this over and hopefully have this thing done by the end of February is the goal. Really, we're not going to be changing much. I'm going to probably put a different fuel cell in it, do a couple of things like that. But really, we're not changing much. But I want to box the frame on the car and then go ahead and put the 8-point in it and go for it. Figured I'd share this video with you guys. I came out here, kind of figured I'd talk a little bit more about this. And this weekend, we're definitely going to be working on making templates and getting this thing to the point where we can weld it. And that's cleaning, that's grinding, that's prepping, that's getting the metal ready. And I have to go buy a welder because the welder that I initially bought for the house just became my personal shop welder that I use at work. So I guess I'll buy another welder and have another welder here to go. That's my insanity. So little midweek update. We're kind of in good spirits. It's been a good week at work. Personal things are on the mend, but share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass. And hopefully you guys follow along because we're really going to start diving into this and getting things going on it to box it. And then we're going to order up 8-point kit. We're doing a mild steel. So that way we can start kind of doing our layout and where we want to do things. First and foremost, we have to figure out the main hoop situation and then go from there. Without a main hoop, you can't start jack shit. You have to start with the main hoop because that's also going to dictate where the front bars sit. You can't just go cutting holes where you think things are going to land. You cannot. So we'll see you guys around. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass. Go give my buddy JJ at Twin J Racing some love. And again, I got to thank him a lot for bringing me this engine and those cabinets. And we're going to get things going here pretty soon. So see ya.